So the early childhood education policy, again, because of the size and the remoteness of many of our families and our communities, we've learned that location really is a barrier for many of our families and for many of our students, especially some of our young families. Obviously, as an agriculture and energy state, our state citizens can't really choose the location of where they are earning their living. If they're farmers or dairy ranchers, then they are tied to the land and they can't just remote call in. And of course, with our energy industry, that is very dependent on location as well. So the barriers that we're having is, even though there may only be 10 or 15 4-year-olds within a certain community, should those 10 to 15 4-year-olds be discriminated against because there isn't a larger mass? How do we deliver that high quality preschool education to those 10, 15, 4-year-olds within that community so they're not at a disadvantage to the rest of our state who are growing up, state students who are growing up in larger communities? So we're really overcoming the barrier of distance. There's also the barrier that I don't think we're unique in experiencing of just culture. What is the appropriate role for a public school system to play in the development of a child? And where does the family's role end and where does the public school system's role begin? And so as we work through that, there's a lot of dialogue and a lot of conversation that needs to happen among both our legislators, our communities, our educators. So we are working together and pulling all resources. I think the most success that we've had is really braiding the existing resources that we have, whether it's those daycare providers who have those young students, those young learners, as their mom and dad go off to work, our Head Start programs, and our public school system. I think by braiding all of those resources, and each of those different groups bring a different resource to the table, having a conversation allowed us to create the community grant application to have communities apply, develop a plan in which the 3 entities will work together and create one system of education for our 4-year-olds.
Oh, that's terrific. And that just got underway this year?
It did. Well, actually, no, it was the 2016 school year. It was our first year.
Okay.
We're collecting the data. We have, of course, all the things that legislators like to have tell us, progress towards what the impact did our investment have. And so this is our first year of data that we are collecting. We will have, hopefully trending data by the time our legislature comes back into session in 2019, where we can really show a return on investment for those communities.